NoFap back again. What's up guys, Truman here, welcome back to another video. So, what a week it has been. It has been probably one of the most emotionally transformative weeks I have ever had. I faced one of my biggest fears that I've been carrying around for a long period of time, and I feel completely transformed. Now, it really made me think about just the whole journey. The whole hero's journey, the whole journey from starting from zero and then working your way up and then facing struggles and then overcoming them and stuff, because we see this everywhere. We see this in movies where you go and you see the hero who starts from nothing and everything goes to crap, and then all of a sudden they encounter this thing and then they have some troubles, and there's something called archetypes. And it's an archetype of the hero's journey, and I've seen this reflected in my life so many times. I have really, over the years, seen a lot of the stuff that's happened to me as that hero's journey, whereby I got sick, I got tired, I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, I faced adversity, I had everyone turn against me, I started doubting myself, but I just kept pushing through, and I kept getting help pushing through. And eventually, after I kept pushing through, I found the treasure, and I found the way out, and I found the solution. And I kept fighting, and I kept fighting, and I kept fighting. And I had that whole Archetypes hero's journey play out in front of me recently, whereby I finally managed to face a really, really big fear of mine. And I just I had a massive emotional release. I started crying, I felt great. I'm not ashamed to say that. Come on guys, crying is fine. And I just let everything out, and it felt like years upon years of just emotional junk had just finally been left off, and I felt so great. I felt transformed. Now, I'm just going to tease what the actual thing was. Basically, for years, I felt that because I was growing up really, really sick, I thought that I was useless, that I couldn't achieve anything, that I couldn't do anything, that, you know, whatever I achieved was pointless, and, you know, and all this sort of stuff. And I have a very big family, very close-knit, work-orientated family. And I started to feel shame because everyone around them was achieving, and there was a lot of pressure on me. So I started to isolate myself, and I started to not talk to them, basically. And I have a lot of cousins out there who really look up to me as a person, and I cut myself off from them. And what happened was that I started to think that all of them were against me, and then it spread. Not only did they think that I was useless in my own head, but I thought everyone else did. And so it developed into this constant feeling of basically not feeling as if I had the ability to really express myself, that, you know, everyone thought that I was useless and that I could not do anything. And it metastasized, and I became really anxious, and all sorts of other stuff basically started to develop from that. And what happened was I developed this fear and this block, and the voice inside of my head was saying, you know, face the fear, face the fear. And I kept pushing it off, you know, go and see them, kept putting it off. And because I kept putting it off, it just grew and grew and grew. And yesterday I thought, you know what, screw it. I've got time, I'm just going to go, and I'm just going to do it. And I did it. I went there. I said I was going to tease a bit. It seems like I'm actually going through the whole thing. But I went there, I got it out of my system. There was a massive emotional release, and it was great. And the whole hero's journey thing just played out for me, because it felt like a real culmination of all the work that I've been doing with NoFap, with juicing, with all this other stuff, just trying to improve myself. Is that if you want to improve yourself physically, it's like a snowball. You start doing NoFap, or you start working out, or you start trying to quit smoking, and all of a sudden all these emotions will come up, and you've got to deal with these emotions. And then when you deal with the emotions, all these physical things start to change within you. So you don't get back pain, or you're no longer tired all the time. Or if you work on your fatigue, you'll find out that you're deficient in some sort of vitamin or something, so you'll do that. Then all of a sudden you realize that my brain is working again, and holy crap, this person that I've been respecting for all this time, or my partner, has been exploiting me. But because I wasn't physically fit enough, I didn't see that. So then you deal with it, and then all these emotions come up. Everything is linked. And I found that when I actually did work on that, and I actually did work on myself, I found all this emotional stuff come up, and it's like, you got to deal with it. You got to face your fears. You got to go down the hero's journey. You know, I'm going to be talking about this more later on, but you got to face the dragon. Whatever it is you need to face, you got to face the dragon. You have to face the dragon, because if you don't, it'll spread. And it was a quote from Alan Watts. Basically, he talked about never run away from a ghost, because a ghost, aka your fear, if you run away from it, it will chase you, and it will drain your energy while it's chasing you, and eventually it will kill you, because you keep running away and you expend all your energy doing this stuff, not facing your problems, not facing the people, the places, the situations, your potential. You spend all your time not facing it. Eventually you're drained down to the point where you're working in a crappy job, you feel really depressed and tired, you don't know what's going on, and it's because you have all this unresolved stuff. But if you turn around and face the ghost, you have all these fears come in, because this ghost is massive, it's huge, it's drained all of your energy, it's massive. But you know the funny thing about a ghost is, if you run into it, it disappears. Poof. Just disappears. And because you can do that, when you do it, you see all the energy that the ghost has sucked out of you, you reabsorb it all. You get all your life back. All the life force that you've drained from all the fears that you've been running, it comes back. And it's hard, because obviously when you face the ghost the first time, it's easy, you know, because it's really small and so I'm just going to deal with this fear right now. But if you run away from it for years, it's huge. So you look around, it's like, oh my god, you know, I can't do this because it's been such a long period of time and I haven't been able to do this and stuff like that. So it looks big, but just remember, when you face it, when you run through it, it disappears and you transform. And I felt that yesterday. I'm going to do a big video about it tomorrow, but I've just been in this, just a state of just so many, just transformation. I feel transformed just from facing it. And yeah. But other than that, back to NoFap. I'm still flatlining, which is great. Quite honestly, I'd rather watch paint dry than spend all my time looking at attractive women. My ability to I can't remember what day I'm on, but I don't have any urges to look at porn anymore. I'm so happy for that, because I've cleared all my tabs, all my browsers. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. I've deleted some of them. I need to clean the whole thing. I've yet to clean the whole. I'm gonna do it when I get home. But I'm gonna clean the whole thing. I don't feel any sort of like desire or urge to basically do it. So I'm sailing well, but I'm gonna be careful about that, because I know that around about day 80, people say that the urges basically come back. So I'm gonna be really like aware of that and super aware of basically looking at it and seeing that like around about day 80, day 90, that's when all the urges come back, and you need to really, really watch out for that. But I'm not worried about it. So yeah, just wanted a quick shout. I've got a few more videos to do after that, but yeah, that's all. Peace.